Welcome back to Tabletop Goodness with another Flesh and Blood box opening. We've already looked at some other Armory decks like Aurora's, which I will obviously link for you, but I've always liked the playstyle of Azalea. I've finally got my hands on her Armory deck, so let's open it up and see how well her deck has aged. Okay, first things first, let's check out her equipment. I think that actually Crow's Nest here is one of the equips I really love using on her, as it lets you add aim counters onto arrows that have been placed face up in your arsenal. As this deck is mainly about prepping arrows to shoot, this is a highly valuable card for me. Same with her bow actually, called Death Dealer. It lets you load an arrow into your arsenal and you get to draw a card and it has go again. Flight Path, for example, is, I believe, very nice, but it could be replaced with something like Snapdragon Scales, which I will obviously display on the side for you as well, which is slightly more generic and might have more overall uses. Same with a card like Hidden Agenda here, for example. You might want to look into upgrading that with something like Fiendel's Spring Tunic. And Sharpshooters actually is a good candidate to be replaced by a card like Bullseye Braces, which gives you a bit more bang for the buck, even upping your attack value, instead of basically just giving you go again. That said, none of her equipment is bad per se. It could just need some love if you want to stay competitive. And talking about love, if you love the type of content you're seeing, you can help me out a great deal by hitting that subscribe button and the bell so that you are kept up to date with new video releases. Thank you so much. And let's look at some of her deck as well. So Azalea is mainly based around red cards and very heavy on action cards, closely followed by attack and arrow card types. And she makes use of go again in over 80% of her cards, which can make her quite the fierce opponent. If you look like cards like Bolt and Shot, for example, that pigs off a lot of other cards that can up attack values, like Point the Tip. If I can find it here for you, let's see, where's Point the Tip? Here we go, Point the Tip. And most of her arrow attacks can make use of her ability to place aim counters onto cards. You can inflict statuses like Inertia and Bloodrot Pox, Frailty as well, for example, and your opponent might struggle with them, right? So Stone Rain and other cards, here we go, can get Dominate, which limit the number of cards that your opponent can defend with. Always nice, leaving the defense sometimes wide open. And Spire Sniping can actually give you some kind of deck control in order to get the cards that you need faster. All in all, I think that Azalea's Armory deck still is very strong to today. It also has a higher price point than other decks, but in order to stay competitive, you will need to upgrade some of its cards, and those can get quite pricey, like Fiendel's Spring Tunic, that's already around triple the cost of the whole Armory deck. And if you want to upgrade your headgear to something like Skullbone Crosswrap, which neatly reduces the need for Spire Sniping, that's also a bit of an investment. So yeah, slightly more expensive to upgrade than, say, the Aurora Armory deck that I was talking about already earlier, but in my eyes still a worthwhile investment. And if you like her playstyle like me, even in her Armory deck form, she's a whole lot of fun to play. Can't wait to get her to the table, so see you next time on Tabletop Goodness.